We have breaking news off the top. A federal judge pressing the Department of Justice to get answers on the Maryland man deported to El Salvador.
And just moments ago, the judge demanding lawyers get to the bottom of those facts over the next 2 weeks. Katie Barlow just got out of court. Our chief legal correspondent standing by live now with what happened today.
Hey guys, we're right outside the courthouse in Greenbelt right now. You can hear the crowd behind me just outside the entrance of the courthouse shouting a chant of due process for Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Many of the folks here in the crowd here to support him and his family. We're just out of the hearing with Judge Paula Xinis, the federal judge overhearing the case here. And she had a very clear message for the Department of Justice today. It was to show your work. And by the way, you're going to do it very quickly, she said. She said that the Supreme Court has affirmed her order that would require them to facilitate the return or the release from custody of Kilmar Abrego Garcia, and that so far she has not gotten satisfactory answers from the department as to what the government has done so far to get his return to the United States or what they plan to do. So now she is going to order what's called discovery between both parties, and this is where the show your work part comes in. She's going to allow plaintiffs to take depositions and to ask questions and interrogatories and to ask for documents, for example, documents showing this agreement between the United States and El Salvador to keep these individuals in the terrorist center that's in El Salvador. All of that's going to happen over the next 2 weeks, she said, explaining to both sides. This is what district court judges do. In the United States, district court judges are trial-level judges, which means it's their job to find all the facts. So she said, our next job here is to discover all the facts, and DOJ, if you aren't going to provide them, then the next question is it because you have a good reason to? Or are you acting in good faith or bad faith? And the goal is to get to the bottom of the facts and the answers to all of those questions. Now, she also told both sides, particularly DOJ, cancel vacations, cancel appointments. I am going to be available to you at all hours in this courthouse. If you want to take depositions at odd hours, if you want to take depositions on weekends, that's something we can do to move forward quickly. She says she's usually pretty good about vacations and appointments, but not this time, she said. She also said very clearly that she will not have any tolerance for gamesmanship during the course of this discovery period. So over the next 2 weeks, she said a very tight timeline for responses from the Department of Justice. They've already put forward individuals over the weekend who testified, sworn under oath, about where Kilmar Abrego Garcia is. We know he's in custody in El Salvador. Now they're looking to discover more information, not only about where he is, but the government's efforts to facilitate his return. Now, at the end of the day, DOJ is on the other side of this, of course, and their argument is our definition of facilitate his return just means if he shows up at our border that we will let him in. That basically just means removing any domestic barriers to his return, and that we have done that, so our job is done here. Now, the judge said she disagreed. She will put it in a court order saying so, and we'll hear more from her in that court order later this afternoon.
And Katie, the Trump administration had been saying it's not up to us, it's up to the president of El Salvador to facilitate this. But then yesterday, we had the president of El Salvador in the Oval Office basically saying he won't smuggle, his words, a terrorist into the United States. So where does that jibe here?
Yeah, I just want to, it sounds like that's Jennifer right behind me, Abrego Garcia's wife, who's about to start talking. But this is an important point because DOJ put this response from El Salvador's president in their response to the court yesterday. And the judge said very plainly that's not a sufficient answer in a court of law. Just because the president was answering a question from a reporter in the Oval Office doesn't mean it's a sufficient answer in a court of law. And what we're going to do is put things in writing, under sworn testimony, have depositions, and we'll get to the bottom of the facts following the federal rules of civil procedure. Those are the rules of the road. She says she'll be the referee.
And what we're going to let you do is get in there and listen to what Abrego Garcia's wife had to say. Katie, thank you. We'll check in with you at 6 o'clock tonight.